As someone who, at least in my mind, became profitable in a fairly short amount of time, I want to go through some of the steps that you can all take in 2025 to get ahead of the overwhelming majority of traders. And trust me, you're going to listen to what I say and it is not even that difficult. The amount you can actually achieve in a year might seem unbelievable to a lot of you, but you can literally see on my channel the progress that I have made in the past year, or just within the first full year of me trading if you'd like. I have it all documented right here. I've shown everything up to the point I'm at now, and I'm glad I have because I know it's motivated a lot of people to get good at trading, and I truly believe that all of you can get to the point that I'm at now if you just follow these steps. So number one, you need to aim for consistency. I know it's basic, but hear me out, because I know a lot of you are doing exactly what I'm about to say right now, even if you won't admit it. So many people just aim to get a payout, just a lucky payout. They'll buy a challenge, over risk like crazy, and who knows, maybe they get to that. That's not uncommon for someone to get to a payout without being profitable. But in the long run, what difference does this actually make to your life? You'll likely fail it soon after. You'll probably have spent more on challenges than you even got from the payout. It's just not sustainable, and what's the point of learning all this if you're not going to make a sustainable income out of it? You want to be receiving payouts every single month, not just because you went on a lucky run once. And I know I do, and I will continue to say this every video, but you need to trade professionally. So many people trade in a way that is just not professional at all. It's inconsistent, it's messy, it hasn't been tested enough, etc. You just need to be very professional about your work because you need to be in the mind of an investor. In 2025, I want all of you to journal every single trade you take. Reach the maximum potential of your strategy. Now that part may come with a bit more time, but in a year you can journal potentially hundreds of trades and see exactly when your strategy performs best, when it performs worse, what time you should be trading at, what pairs it works best on, how all these pairs move. And this will make it so that everything you do will lead to an improvement in your trading ability. Once again, I know it's basic. Journaling is like one of the first things you learn, but genuinely you learn from every single experience in the market if you just journal your trades. In the Discord, we have fully journaled performances of singular pairs throughout many years to see where they perform best, what risk to rewards we can expect to see from them, what win rate can we expect, and it gives a very realistic of the live markets what you can expect to make from each, well, on each pair or each quarter of the year. The more you journal your own actions, the more you will learn from it and the more you will improve from it. And that is a fact. And I know people will get lazy with journaling because admittedly it does get kind of long sometimes. And when you're first starting out, you might get unmotivated to write in like your losing trades because you might feel kind of depressed about it and you just don't want to write about it. You don't even want to journal it because you're embarrassed, but that's the best thing. If you're getting embarrassed about your trades, that means you know you shouldn't have taken it. And if you write that down, that's mad embarrassing for you. Don't do it again. Write down how much you risked. If you over-risked, come back to it later and realize how stupid of a decision it was. If you risked appropriately and it was a valid setup and it follows all your rules and it did lose, just appreciate the fact that you didn't over-risk because you would have lost more instead, but you stayed disciplined. Number 3, slowly add pairs as you improve as a trader. The fewer pairs you trade, the easier trading will be, and most likely the higher win rate you'll have. Alongside journaling, you'll find consistencies and repeating patterns in all the pairs you trade, especially if you're only trading a select few. Say you're just trading 2 pairs, you'll notice so many consistencies in how the market moves, whether it reacts from highs more than fair value gaps, whether it reacts from lows and highs more than supply and demand, I don't know. But if you just straight away jump in with 8 pairs, you're going to be looking for the exact same thing on all 8 pairs. Trust me, the brain's great, but it's not going to hold that information differently between each one you're taking. Especially if you say have a few indices, you might have NAS and gold in there, and you might have a few volatile pairs, you might have a few not so volatile pairs. They all move so differently, but like they can all work with one strategy, if that makes sense. But you're only going to be having that many pairs once you're experienced and you know what the other pairs move like, because if not, it's just going to get mad confusing. So this is more for experienced traders. When it comes to having more pairs, it allows you to maximize the potential of your strategy because you have more trades. For example, as a trader on the 30-minute charts, I have a fairly specific setup that I'm looking to see. So having only 2 to 4 pairs would leave me with much fewer trades compared to what I have now. But since I've gradually added pairs to the initial 2 that I had at the beginning of like using this strategy, I know each pair fairly well and I have a good grasp of how all the markets move. So I can capitalize on that, know exactly where to put my TPs, know exactly what setups I should and shouldn't take. Your win rate will improve dramatically, and so will your consistency, which is once again, like the most important thing. So throughout the year, if you notice a consistent edge in the pairs that you're trading, maybe add some more until you have a sustainable amount of pairs that you know well and you can analyze without feeling like it's too much, or you're going to miss out on opportunities until eventually you can kind of maximize your strategy's potential. Now, I know this is me supposed to be telling you how you can become profitable in 2025, but that does not mean you should not be taking those things into account, because the more data you have now, the easier it will be to make a whole lot more money when you're even good at trading. So it will help you now and in the long run. Also, be aware of how many trades you're taking per day. This one is more basic. In fact, it sounds like very beginner information, but people need a reminder, and some people might even need to just reset their whole brain. And that's not a bad thing. If you need to start again and just rethink, just you're only now starting journaling all your trades, you're only now doing all this stuff, that is completely fine, because you're literally going in with a fresh palette with loads of knowledge, if that makes sense. A lot of people are way too stubborn to like get into the basics of trading because they already feel that they're too far in. So they'll skip a lot of these steps because they think it won't even help them anymore, but it will. And in the end, it will get you to profitability way quicker than if you just don't follow these steps. So sometimes a reset can be really beneficial. But as I was saying, think about how many trades you are taking. This doesn't necessarily mean only taking one trade per day, because you could miss an amazing setup. Sometimes I will have two incredible setups in one day and they will both win. But if you are the type of person that will continue trading after a loss but not after a win, then I believe you should consider this. Because a lot of people after a win, they'll just be like, all right, that's me done for the day. But if they lose, they're on to the next. And that means that you're searching for an opportunity to make back what you've lost. That's chasing your losses. Emotions will come into play, and unfortunately we aren't robots. As much as I always thought I was immune to, the emotions part of trading when I was first starting, unfortunately I'm not, and neither are you. So once your emotions are involved in trading in the slightest, you get out of there. Get out of there. And if you can do this every day for a year, that's just fucking incredible. And I have no doubt that you'll likely be seeing consistent profitability or payouts during this year if you can follow that perfectly. Now that is easier said than done. But think about how simple the steps I've just given you are. They are basically the only steps that you need to hit profitability, assuming that you have a strategy that works. And let's be real, we probably all know a strategy fairly well, because when you're first getting into trading, that's what you're looking for. I'm sure the majority of you are profitable in backtesting. So if you can follow what I've just said, I've just basically told you how to backtest in live markets. You just need to be disciplined, really. So if you just really discipline yourself and do those things that I've said, plus the next things, then there's no reason you can't reach profitability this year, or at least get very close to it. Now that is somewhat aimed to those of you who are out the learning stage, the strategy, whatever stage, obviously. But trust me, either way, you can be there pretty quickly. If you're trading prop firm challenges, limit yourself to how many you can take. Never take more than one in a month, that's for sure. Because if you're failing a challenge every month, then honestly, you probably shouldn't be trading on challenges. It's kind of just a waste of money by that point. Only bother taking more challenges once you've proved some sort of consistent profitability to yourself. Profitability. Yeah, you know what I mean. Because if not, you're literally just throwing money at these prop firms, and trust me, they're not a good charity to be throwing money at. And as a trader, my goal is not to be throwing away money in the first place. If you're taking more than one challenge in a month, then it's extremely easy not to take them seriously. You'll just overtrade, over risk, because you're like, I can just take another one. But then you're never going to be consistent. What's the point in just getting this one lucky payout? This is going back to the first thing I said. You're just aiming for a lucky payout. If you're taking more than one challenge a month, that means you're over risking or over trading. And if you're over risking or over trading on a challenge, that means you're chasing the payout. And why are you chasing the payout? You should be chasing profitability. Because if you give yourself the rule that you cannot take another prop firm challenge this month, if you stick to that, then you know that you might not be able to take another challenge for another few weeks after you've bought that challenge. So you're going to be way more careful about how you're trading. You're going to be trading much more professionally. Also make it a small challenge too, 5, 10k, there's no reason to go anything above that. Once you can pass those challenges consistently, then yeah, you can go higher. But if you can't pass a 10k challenge, then trust me, you cannot pass a 100k one. I know there's the whole idea of undercapitalization, but that's a whole nother issue. But trust me, there's more stress in a 100k challenge than there is in a 10k one. Because if you fail, then you've just thrown away hundreds of dollars in comparison to maybe like 50. You're also seeing way bigger numbers, there's way more potential. If you're going straight into it, then probably not the play. Overall, you just need to get out of the gambler's mindset. But anyway, that's about it for me. Feels good being back after that little Christmas break, but I'm back to hit those 1 to 10s, you feel me? I cannot wait to see what Q1 has in store for us. But yeah, I'll see you boys in the private Discord, and I'm ready to hit some insane trades with you. So yeah, peace.